You know when you write something and you read it back and it just sounds a little off? Well, chances are it might come down to one of the most basic rules in English, subject-verb agreement. Honestly, getting this right is what makes your writing sound sharp and clear instead of, a bit clumsy. So let's spend a few minutes making this super simple rule totally second nature. Okay, let's start with a sentence you've probably heard a million times. She don't like coffee. Does that sound right to you? I mean, we all know what it means, but something about it just grates on the ear a little bit, doesn't it?
If that sentence made you cringe even a little, that's great. It means your grammar sense is already tingling. And the best part is, the rule to fix it is incredibly simple once you actually see it laid out.
So what is the big secret here? Well, it all just boils down to one single foundational rule that really holds our sentences together. And here it is. Just think of the subject and the verb in a sentence like a matching pair. If the subject is singular, just one thing, the verb has to be singular. If the subject is plural, more than one, the verb has to be plural too. They have to agree. It's a non-negotiable deal. Now, this is the part that can feel a little backwards at first. For most singular subjects, like he, she, or the cat, we actually add an S to the verb. So she likes coffee. But for plural subjects like they or the cats, we use the base verb with no S at all. They like coffee. So just burn this into your brain. That little S on a verb usually means the subject is singular. And of course, because it's English, there are always a couple of exceptions, right? The big ones here are I and you. Even though they're talking about one person, they break that S rule. We always say I like and you play. They're just special cases you gotta memorize. Then we have the to be verbs, am, is, are, and they totally play by their own set of rules. They don't mess with that S system at all. It's just a simple matching game. I always gets am, he, she, or it gets is, and we, you, or they get are. That's it, just those three pairs. Okay, so you've got the basics down. Let's level up. What happens when sentences get a little more complicated, with more than one subject? This is where people can get tripped up, but the logic stays exactly the same. First up, the word and. This one is super easy. Anytime you connect two subjects with and, you've automatically created a plural subject. Ram plus Sam equals two people. So Ram and Sam is basically like saying they, which means they need that plural verb, are. Ram and Sam are friends. Simple. But or and nor are a completely different story. This is where the real confusion happens. But there's a trick. It's called the proximity rule. All it means is the verb only has to agree with whatever subject is physically closest to it in the sentence. So for neither the manager nor the employees, you look at employees. It's plural, so the verb has to be plural. It's a lifesaver, this rule. All right, we're in the home stretch. Let's just quickly master a few tricky words and group nouns that throw people for a loop all the time. If you can get these down, you're pretty much a pro. Okay, look at these words, everyone, someone, nobody. They feel plural, right? Because you're picturing a lot of people. But, and this is a big but, grammatically they are always singular. Think of everyone as every single one. And here's that rule in action. Since everyone is singular, what does the verb need? It needs that S. So the correct sentence is, everyone likes music. Honestly, this is one of the most common mistakes people make. So getting this right will instantly make your writing better. Now this is where it gets really interesting. Collective nouns, words like team, family, committee, can be singular or plural. It all depends on how they're acting in the sentence. If the group is doing something together as one solid unit, it's singular. The team is winning. But if the members of the group are doing things as individuals, it suddenly becomes plural. The team are arguing with each other. Cool, right? And one last little category to remember, uncountable nouns. We're talking about things you can't really count individually, like information, furniture, water, or advice. Since you can't say one information, two informations, these words are always treated as singular. So the information is helpful.
Okay, enough with the theory. The only way this stuff really sticks is by putting it into practice. Are you ready? Let's do a quick little quiz and see how you do.
First question, everyone, like, or likes? English. Think back to those tricky words we just talked about. And the answer is likes. You got it. Everyone is one of those sneaky singular pronouns, so the verb needs the S. Fantastic.
All right, question number 2. The boys, plays or play football? This one takes us right back to that very first rule we learned.
Yes, the answer is play. The subject, boys, is plural, so it takes the base verb with no S attached. Perfect. Okay, here's the final boss, the trickiest one. Either he or his friends, is or are coming? Remember that proximity rule. Which subject is closer? And the correct answer is are. Why? Because the verb just looks at the closest subject, which is friends, and friends is plural. If you got that one right, you are in excellent shape. So after all that, what's the one thing you really need to walk away with? It's just this. Your subject and your verb have to match. They're a team, and your only job is to cut through all the other words in the sentence and find the true subject. Once you do that, picking the right verb is easy. So now you have the tools. You know the main rule, you know the exceptions, and you know the tricky cases. So I'll just leave you with this question. Now that your ears are tuned for it, where are you going to spot your first subject-verb mismatch out in the real world? Trust me, you'll start hearing them everywhere.